my collection.
Okay.
This is a prototype Star Wars Revenge of the Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. Never released. Made by Kenner. These are prototypes from the Ewok cartoon figures. This right down here is a yak face, released only in Europe. It's the tri-logo card. Made by Kenner. These are prototypes from the Ewok cartoon figures. This right down here is a yak face, released only in Europe. It's the tri-logo card. Then I have a Power of the Force yak face loose. This one comes with the weapon. This one does not. A very rare blue snaggletooth, loose. That only came out in the Cantina set sold by Sears. Then I have my first 12 action figures. The first 12, Star Wars first 12. Most of those are my original ones. And here we have my Boba Fett shrine. Here is a L slot right here, L slot rocket firing Boba Fett prototype. Here you have the mail away Boba Fett that came instead of the rocket firing that they sent you. The Bash Kit Boba Fett, which is one of the first ones pictured on any Star Wars card. And then the J slot rocket firing Boba Fett, which is my most prized possession, right over here. And then I have the Colonial Viper from Battlestar Galactica, because this was the toy that that some child choked on the red missile that made Kenner cancel the rocket firing Boba Fett and send us the mail-away Boba Fett. So it's because of this toy that the rocket firing Boba Fett has the legendary story that it does. Then you have pretty rare Hex and Gracie action figure.
Today's video is going to be about my rocket firing Boba Fett.
J-slot rocket firing Boba Fett, which is my most prized possession, right over here. And then
was producing this figure, and in the early 80s, when they were about to release this figure, there was a Battlestar Galactica toy that had a similar rocket missile that launched, and a child choked on that missile, and he ended up passing away, and that caused a huge controversy, and the toy company that came out with that toy got sued, and it was a big deal, and Kenner got spooked and decided they pull the plug on the rocket firing Boba Fett. But you can imagine the disappointment when you're expecting the rocket firing Boba Fett, and instead you get one with the rocket permanently glued in. So you might be thinking, well, if this action figure never was released, Kenner even denies it. They deny that it was ever even made it to store shelves, which it didn't. It didn't, like I said, even finish production, didn't even finish being detailed or painted. So some of the employees at Kenner, instead of destroying this figure, they took him home. And then after years and years, when the company went under, some of them decided, well, you know what? Some of these Star Wars figures are going for a lot of money, $300, $400, $500. I wonder what I can get for a rocket firing Boba Fett. There's nobody really knows how many made it out of that factory. The number's really low, though.
What's in the bag?
It's a rocket firing Boba Fett.
A what?
I thought that was something that might be of interest to you.
You're kidding. I don't even believe you have something like this.
I've never seen one in person.
Okay.
Holy sh**.
This is something that definitely wasn't made, and I can tell you it wasn't made, and you shouldn't have it, but I'm glad you do.
I know what it is, but I have no idea how much it's worth.
Do you have the missile?
Yes, I
It
believe
should
it's
come
in
with
there.
a missile. Wow. What you have is an unproduced action figure of arguably one of the most popular characters in Star Wars. You've got a rocket-firing Boba Fett. This was an action figure that was never done. They hoped it would be done, but due to safety standards, they couldn't get it passed or improved. So this figure never came out. I remember, in fact, trying to send away for one of these and getting a little letter in the mail saying, sorry, it didn't get approved. We're gonna send you one with the rocket stuck in. How long ago did you get it?
About 25 years ago.
Do you remember what you paid?
Yes, I do.
Do you want to
What-
hear?
Yeah. What did you pay for a rocket-firing Boba Fett 25 years ago?
About $10 worth of baseball cards.
The figure was never released, and I've got to get it. Do you know how much this is worth?
Tell me.
I know people who will spend $10,000 for an item like this. I can call them. I can tell them to come on over. My heart is pounding right now. I am so excited to find this. I've only heard about this figure, but I got to keep my head together. Even though I want this to be real and it all sounds good, I got to call an expert just to make sure.
Action Comics #1, the debut of Superman, as written by Jerry Siegel and Joel Shuster. This comic book is the most incredible collectible of all time because it has demanded the most money of any collectible ever sold. One of these recently sold on eBay. I mean, I'm not so recent, maybe about a year ago or so. Sold for over $3 million on eBay. It was absolutely incredible. And it was really the basis of the modern superhero, all the superheroes that we have today. If it wasn't for Superman being created, we wouldn't have Wonder Woman and all the Marvel superheroes. Stan Lee has said that he was inspired by the story of Superman to write Spider-Man and the Hulk and all these other great characters if it wasn't for Superman. And I know a lot of people nowadays, they don't give Superman the respect as a superhero that he should have, but he is the one that started it all as far as characters go. And this book is proof of how important of a character Superman is. I grew up in the 80s, and one of my favorite movies of all time was the movie Rad. I rode a BMX bike, and anybody who was into BMX freestyle or owned a GT Pro Performer like I did, they were in love with this movie. And even though it didn't do that great back in the day, as far as box office standards go, it became a huge cult classic. It's a huge cult classic right now. Bill Allen, who plays Crew Jones in the movie, the main star, where he was great in the movie. This movie obviously influenced his Hollywood career quite a bit because this book pretty much tells all my Rad career. There's a lot of great stories and information here about Bill and his Hollywood career and the movie Rad, and there's a lot of awesome pictures as well of Bill with some of his friends from Hollywood and some of the cast and crew members that worked on the movie, including my friend Eddie Fiola, who was
For Team GT, Eddie Fiola.
who was a true BMX legend back when this movie came out. He did a lot of the stunt work for the movie, and he's still a legend today. And him and Bill and the rest of the Rad crew, they are still today. They do such a great job promoting this movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. If you grew up in the 80s and were into BMX,
I'm pretty sure you've seen this movie. It's the holy grail for anyone who was into BMX bike riding. Today, I wanted to show you action figure that I found while I was out treasure hunting earlier this week. He's right here in this cabinet, right behind me. The 1979 Hulk Mego action figure. Let's take a closer look. Okay, so let's take a closer look at this action figure, this awesome action figure I found. All right, he's right here in my my little toy shrine, I call it. He isn't a permanent resident, though. He's not going to be staying because he's up for sale. I'm going to be selling him on eBay. You can check the auction out at www.franchiseauctions.com. Again, that's www.franchiseauctions.com. He is a pretty rare figure. He was made in 1979 by Mego. Really heavy. He's made out of metal. But he's pretty unique because I've been doing this for about 20 years. I go to all sorts of places. I mean, flea markets, collectible stores, toy stores, you know, you name it, I've been there. I treasure hunt every week looking for my next treasure that I can put in my toy room here, as you can see. And out of all the years that I've been doing this, I've never seen one of these in person. This is the first one I've seen. So he's pretty rare. In the box, he can fetch anywhere between $300 to $500, depending on the condition. I've seen it sell for that much on eBay. Loose, I would say I've seen some sell anywhere between $150 to $220, depending on the condition. This guy is in really good condition. I mean, this is a you know, well over 30-year-old toy, and he's in really good condition. I mean, it says 1979 Mego Corporation on the back, and there's really no paint scuffs. I mean, he's even got a gold tooth. That's kind of cool. The first thing I found here, or the main thing, which is this really cool Jeffrey the Giraffe Toys R Us Jack-in-a-Box, made by Mattel, as you can see here. Mattel. Alright, and it's just a beautiful item. Anything Toys R Us is so hard to get. You can see it says Toys R Us and Jeffrey. It has the Mattel logo. It has the Toys R Us logo. It still works, you know. Although I don't want to do it too much because I don't want to break it. But this is from 1973. It's a year older than I am. It's just an incredible find, and I got it for such a great price. And it's one of my favorite items in my collection because I have fond memories of Toys R Us. I grew up, you know, with Toys R Us, as many of you did, and just to have something that's just old like this is kind of historic, especially since Toys R Us is now out of business. But you can just see right here, it says 1973, Mattel Incorporated, made in Mexico, printed in the United States, all rights reserved. You know, it's just a great piece. It's I really love this item. I can't tell you how much I love this item. It's one of my favorite pieces. The 2003-2004 rookie platinum medallion LeBron James card. I've done videos on this card before. That the first time I got this card, I pulled it out of a $10 pack, and I ended up selling it for $3,800. And I eventually got it back from a different seller. I ended up buying it for far less than what I sold it for. And then I ended up selling it again for another great amount of money, and then I got another one back. They only made about 100 of these cards, so very, very limited as well. And this is one of his most sought after cards, and one of his most popular cards that they've came out with. They came out with an original Fleer Ultra, then they came out with a gold medallion that's pretty limited, and then the platinum medallion that's extremely rare and limited. So another great rare card to have. The next one is the Upper Decks Signs of Success signature card. LeBron James signature card there. As you can see his signature. He signed that when he was still very young. His signature has changed a little bit over the years, but to have his original signature from when he was just a kid, he's still in high school, it's pretty crazy. You can see that it's a sticker on the card, so he didn't really handle the card. He signed probably a sheet of stickers and they put this on the card. When it's an on-card autograph, that makes it even more valuable. But this card's still pretty valuable. There's not very many of them, and it's from his rookie year, and it's autographed. So any LeBron James autograph is going to be worth a lot of money. So then that brings me to number one, my favorite card, my all-time favorite card, and it is a 3-color patch autograph LeBron James. Pretty much the holy grail of my collection, and the holy grail of almost any LeBron James collection, to have a 3-color patch, game-worn jersey, and an autograph. And this is the kicker, it's numbered to only 50. And this one is number 23 of 50. I don't know if you can see it right there at the bottom. Let me see if I can show you guys right there. Let me see if I can get it to focus. There you go. 23 of 50. LeBron James. Very rare, extremely rare card. A 1 of 1. And what's cool about this card, unlike the other card here, right? This one is an on-card autograph, which means that LeBron had to handle this card. He had to pick this card up and autograph it, right? It's not just a sticker they put on like this one. So makes this card even more valuable than it is. Cards, really hard to find exclusive LeBron cards. Autograph patch cards, starting with a lot of his exquisite rookie patch and autograph patch cards from Upper Deck. Some by Panini, some graded cards, jambalaya, rookie cards, a couple autograph football cards from when he went to visit St. Mary's High School to give the uniforms and the autographed cards. Some Laker cards. One of LeBron's headbands from his early high school games right here. Autograph in 2002 when he played Westchester High School. He scored 52 points. He wrote 52 in 2002 and signed it LeBron James. His first Sports Illustrated magazine, just barely 17 years old, on the front cover of Sports Illustrated. Then some ColecoVision games down there, some NES games over here to the left, to the right, Super Mario Brothers 3, and Super Mario Brothers. This beautiful one-up arcade Galaga machine that I picked up at Walmart. And then some smaller versions of it. Alright. Then you got Atari and television, some of my books. Goldberg autographed trunks along with the WCW World's Heavyweight Championship belt that he held. Some autographed Goldberg figures up there. Some more autographed Goldberg stuff here. I love Goldberg, he's one of my favorite wrestlers. Then the Ultimate Warrior, handwritten letter the Ultimate Warrior wrote to me, along with the autographed comic book. Some very hard to find Warrior figures up here. And some another autographed Warrior picture there with some other Warrior figures. Some more Warrior figures, and then some mixed Rocky with Evel Knievel, Bruce Lee, Teen Wolf, and some other stuff thrown in there. I talk about how collectibles can go up in value, more so than gold sometimes, and they're a great investment. But you also have to know what you're doing too, because they can depreciate. This card has depreciated over the years. it may not look it because you look at this card and you see the price tag of $700 for a Gem Mint 10 amount. Now the one I have is a Gem Mint 9, and that one I would value out of the one I have here. I would value this card here at about $350 if I were to sell it. So that's a lot of money for a Tiger Woods card, obviously. But at one point, this card, back when it first came out in 1998 and 1999 and even 2000, this card was going for thousands of dollars.
A Gem Mint Perfect 10, the Grand Slam Ventures actual rookie card. Oh, it's a fantastic price, Kenny.
$3,999 for the Grand Slam Ventures Tiger Woods rookie in a Gem Mint 10. Tiger Woods.
This card saw a great depreciation, and a lot of that had to do with Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods kind of fell off the map. It was some weird stuff going on with him, and he fell hard from his throne. So anytime that something like that happens, there's going to be some depreciation in the value of the three most, I think, sought after athletes as far as the price range are Babe Ruth, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James. Those three, anything with their names on it, whether it be trading cards or any type of memorabilia, goes for a lot of money. There are some LeBron James cards that are they're going for over $100,000 on eBay. And I've seen the same for Michael Jordan and for Babe Ruth. Some of Babe Ruth's memorabilia goes for a lot of money. So some of these things can be a great investment, but then others may not be. I mean, unless you get it for a really good deal. I got this card for a really good deal. Way less than $300. So I'm still in the green here. But if I would have bought it for $10,000 at the Home Shopping Network or any place like that, then I would have taken a pretty big hit. So always be aware, and always make sure you try to buy out of the window if you have the foresight to see something that starts snowballing. You can jump in and be part of that, part of the phenomenon before it even happens. Then that's great. You're ahead.
The Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the NES Library. This book is a definite must-have for anyone who loves Nintendo, who's into Nintendo, who's into collecting Nintendo. This has every North American release for Nintendo they've ever come out with, and detailed information on every game, pictures of the games and the cartridges and the boxes, and it's just a great book to have. The next one is Arcade Fever, another great book for the arcade machines, and this book is this has been out of print for a while, so it's pretty pricey. It costs you about $150 on eBay. The next one is my favorite book, which is the Encyclopedia of Game Machines, Consoles, Handhelds, and Home Computers from 1972 to 2005. This book, I believe, was published in the UK, so it's pretty hard to find here in the United States, and it runs you about $60-$70. Kind of expensive book, but well worth it. I mean, this has pictures and information on some of the first computers that were made for video games, all the way to some of the consoles in 2005. The Wonder Bread He-Man. Some people call him the Savage He-Man or the Conan He-Man. Nobody really knows where this action figure actually came from. Everybody has their myths and beliefs of how people acquired this action figure. Mattel doesn't have an official statement on it, but the character is of Wundar, and that is He-Man of the future in the Masters of the Universe storyline. And this figure was a lot of people believe this figure was released through a promotion through Wonder Bread, where on the back of some of the Wonder Bread packages you could send away for this figure by sending in a certain amount of money and the proofs of purchase from the Wonder Bread, and then you would get this as a special mail away promotion. So
People believe that this is somehow a mail away promotion, period, because Mattel never released this figure on store shelves. So it was either that, or people believe it was part of a buy 3 get 1 free promotion by a toy company back east that was contracting through Mattel. But nobody really knows for sure. The only thing that's for sure is that people had this action figure when they were younger, and when it was released in the mid to early 80s, right after the big boom of the Masters of the Universe toy line at the height of its popularity. But it was a very, very short release, and there's not very many of them out there, and it wasn't a very big promotion. So most people have no idea about this figure, or don't know where it came from. All they know now is it's very sought after for the Masters of the Universe collectors. I used to collect poker chips a lot too. I was an avid poker player. I played poker for many, many, many years. I even worked at Hawaiian Gardens Casino. I worked there as a cage cashier, and then I also worked there as a house player. That was a pretty cool experience, but for a while there I played poker. Pretty much played poker for a living for almost a year. Did pretty well too, and I collected poker chips from all the different casinos I ever played at. There's some really great poker chips in here, including a couple from the World Series of Poker, which I played in Las Vegas back in 2004. I played in a circuit event over there in 2005, and then in 2007 again. More display of my poker chips. These are some of my main poker chips from some of the main casinos that I've played at, and I've played at every one of these casinos in this display. Another picture of my garage. This is when it first started out, and I hadn't even put the carpet in there yet, and as you can see here, I had a poker table because I was an avid poker player, like I said before, and I would have a weekly game. Every Tuesday we would play home series of poker. I called it the home series of poker, and me and a lot of my friends, we had some great moments on this table, and this helped me be able to enter and play and do pretty well in a lot of tournaments over the years, including the World Series of Poker.
You got the volume off for? I'm filming.
It's too loud.
It's not too loud. It's
I don't
perfect.
want to be bothering people.
No, you're not bothering people. Oh, damn.